Hello everybody, what's up, and welcome back to Groovy Plant Addict. I hope everyone is having a splendid week so far. I'm all bundled up with the hat that's cricket on. It's kind of cold. I mean, it's like in the 50s, but like, I'm not doing something like super sporty right now, so it's kind of cold in my opinion. So today I'm going to be showing you how I propagate my string of hearts, string of pearls, my string of dolphins, and my string of bananas. So, so let's get in with this tutorial. Okay, so first, obviously, what you need is one of the beautiful plants. I have 3 of these. I have 2 more outside, and I know it's cold. I know I said that. But, they're not dead, and they've been doing pretty good out there, and, it's like in the 50s. I know they thrive better in a lot of higher conditions, but normally around here, it gets around like 60 to 70, and then like at night, it's literally in the desert, California. It gets around like, I think the coldest like around 40 or 30, and I don't think it gets anywhere like below like 35. But my plants have been doing pretty fine. They're not declining. Obviously, they'd probably do a lot better in a lot of higher heat. So, with that being said, I'm going to show you guys how I propagate. So first, I have a container. Any container works, preferably one that's small. I like to do like quote-unquote starter containers. So, for example, this is my string of hearts. This one is variegated. Sorry, I need to repaint my nails. This one's variegated. I got this one this tiny, so it's going to take a long time to grow, and I try to like water it every time it dries out. I try not to put too much water. I mean, that's the only one I have so far. I don't want to like kill it off and it die. But yeah, typically I like to get like pots, like 2.5 inch pots, which are the typical succulent pot like this. I have orange ones, black ones, and I have green ones. Yeah, I typically like to start them in small pots, and then as they grow, keep wrapping them around so I can get a more full pot. For example, I have a whole bunch right here propagating. I like to do them in soil because I find that it has a lot more new growth, and when I have water propagated them, they haven't really gone like the best. I have tried to water propagate like string of pearls, didn't like it. I tried to do string of dolphins, a string of bananas, and it worked a lot better than the pearls did. So this top right here is new growth. I just laid some more on here because I wanted to get a lot fuller. So I had a vine in here basically rooting, and this is the new growth that it has. And then when my plants that I used 3 of them, when my plants started growing a lot more, I just cut it and then I put it in here. And I try to keep it not like wet, soggy, but I probably like water them like once every 5 days. I don't want to get dry 100%, because if you let them get dry 110%, it's just not gonna propagate for you. The way I have done it is I let it, for the most part, stay damp. Yep. I let them stay damp for the most part. And I just pull them out of the soil a little bit. You should not be playing with the roots like this. These are the aerial roots. And this is the new growth. I know, very ugly, right? Yeah, so you want to make sure that the rope or the string is planted where it'll grow nodes. For example, if you have a whole bunch of these pearls right here, you're going to want to take some off so you have more of a flatter surface, so this vine right here could grow. I wouldn't plant it like that. And then they take a decent amount of time. I believe I just started like 99% of these. I started most of them like less than a month ago, and And a lot of times you'll see growth and you'll be like, oh my goodness, like it's growing. Like you'll see growth, and a lot of times it doesn't have an extensive amount of roots. I water it with my beautiful handy dandy spray pump. This is just a 2-gallon. I got it from Home Depot. It was like $10. I do let this tray sit outside because I like to have it get also natural sun. For the most part, I have it under the grow light a lot of times. But when it is more warmer outside in the morning, I do put the entire tray outside. And you don't want to keep it 100% wet, because if it's always wet, it's going to have no room to breathe. And since they're very succulent-like, they're just going to die off. So I just keep the top wet. I don't really like drench them, I would say. I have a whole bunch. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm doing the most right now, but I did put new vines earlier today, and I don't wait at all for them to quote-unquote callus. I've never really had a problem with these ones at all. I just wouldn't say it's the best idea to water propagate them. I mean, if it works in your area and it's working for you, go ahead. I'm all for it. But in my experience, it hasn't been like the best thing for me. I've had a lot more and faster success rates with just laying them on top of soil, and I've had the success rate a lot faster, like a lot faster. I have to throw this out. So this is one of my trays that I am propagating. This one right here is a variegated string of pearls, and this one right here is a succulent. And I think the succulent's probably gonna die, but as you can see, it has a lot of new growth. And you could tug on them a little bit, but I wouldn't recommend it. And it doesn't have super much roots, but it does. Yeah, so that's how I do that. And then these are my string of pearls, string of bananas, and string of dolphins. String of bananas, string of dolphins, and string of pearls. And obviously, I'll either let this get bigger and I'll start wrapping them, or I'll do what I did with that, and when that one grows the mother plant, just add them in. For this one, these ones mainly, I don't water them as much as these ones, because these ones are more prone to get rot, because these are actually in the soil versus this is laying on top of the soil. But yep, and my string of hearts, I've been doing that the exact same way as well. I have noticed, like, on some of mine, I'll get new growth, especially in my sphagnum moss propagation box, and it won't have a really big root system. So I feel like when you're doing one of those ones, the sphagnum moss, or when you're doing string of hearts in general, you're gonna get more growth than like the actual root system first. You have to wait for them to get a stronger root system. And as you can see, most of my plants that are brand new small propagations, I do like to start out in the 2.5-inch pot. These ones for like $5. A little cute watermelon peperomia. I also do my Scindaptus pictus in here. I also do these cute little Monstera adansonii, and I water propagate them at first, and then I let them get an extensive root system in the water before I put them in here, and then I acclimate them to soil. So I don't want to put something that's too draining or too wet at the same time, and this works out. I do use perlite, and I use what is that called? Worm castings, and I do not water them every day. Typically, I fill the soil, and when it's almost like dry, but it's still wet, I still water it until the roots get more acclimated. So typically, I would wait, because I also don't want to have it get root rot, but I also want it to help acclimate into the soil from water to soil. So I just kind of judge it based on how I feel. You kind of have to know the plants you are propagating. See? And I feel like based on how the plants are and you know how they're going, then you could go from there. Like this one's already growing a new growth. And when these ones take a lot of root and are starting to grow a lot more leaves and foliage, I am going to be putting these on my Etsy as starter plants. I'm probably also going to be selling unrooted cuttings as well still, but I figure for people who want to have something that's already going, I might as well do that, because the problem was people didn't really know how to propagate. So I had people like, oh, well, my leaves turned yellow, and I'm just like trying to troubleshoot it for them, and they didn't really want to take my help. So I try to give the best advice possible from my knowledge and the internet's knowledge. Besides that, I love propagating. So if you guys want starter plants, I could do that as well. And then I follow the same steps for my variegated stringer pearls. And sometimes I do get more fungus gnats in here. Before I was getting rid of a lot of them, and I started doing a lot of like propagating, and a lot of my soil was always very damp. So I started getting a little bit more again. And the way I'm getting rid of it again is I try to let everything that I'm propagating stay outside or stay away from the plants for the majority of the day, the other plants. Because none of these plants, like, they're not infested. And the only reason why they have flies is because of the propagations, which it's kind of understandable. When I ship out my plants, I do replace the stuff. I do like the soil and whatnot. I do treat the soil, the new soil that's going in, and I do make sure that it does not have any fungus gnats or anything in it at all, as I would never, ever, ever want to send something that will contaminate other people's plants. And that's pretty much it for my string of bananas and my string of dolphins. The nodes look very similar to the nodes on string of pearls. And my string of hearts, this is my favorite one. I think it's so curly just because of how much sun it gets, but it has a lot of new growth. Just everywhere that it has leaves, there's going to be a node from the string of hearts, basically. And I do love, love, love using terracotta, because terracotta is so porous, and for me it just works out so great because I have so many plants, and I feel like I don't have to worry about overwatering everything because 99% of my plants are in terracotta. This is another one of my string of hearts. This one was really, really long, but I took a lot of cuttings from it. I'll probably cut this ugly string off right here just because it's really just a vine. So make sure your gardening pruners or shears, whatever you're using, even if it's children's scissors, make sure they're clean. You don't want to like do any harm to the plant or introduce any bad bacteria to it. So I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure you could like plant this and this node would grow, but I just like to take nodes that have leaves on it already. I know you could do node propagations on like a lot of plants, but typically I already like just using a leaf that already has a node. And the reason for that is I feel like they photosynthesize a lot better with the leaves on the stem versus node propagations. Obviously, most plants you could do node propagations, and I'm not really sure if you can really do that from a node propagation. I haven't really tried, but obviously it is a lot quicker when you already have a bigger surface for the plant to photosynthesize on. So with that being said, I'm also going to be doing like prop boxes on my Etsy. They're going for around $20 right now with 5 cuttings. You could choose 5 Adansonia, or you could choose 5, whatever one you want. You can mix them up, and they're going to be in a prop box. You could either choose perlite or soil. So yeah, that's an option as well. And I'm going to also probably add sphagnum moss on the prop boxes. They're just small little, they're probably like, oh, they are this size. So they are this size. It's basically the size of a lunchbox. They're just small little boxes, easy to put in shipping. Very opaque, just so it could get some sun. Not super scorching sun, but sun. These are my Hoyas that I am propagating right now. I also propagate my Hoya tricolor in here. And I also propagate my watermelon peperomias. And if you lift it up, this has an extensive root system. And the root system literally only looks so crusty right now because literally, okay guys, I was water propagating a peperomia and it was growing extensive, and I was like, I want it to grow in soil because I want it to acclimate very well. And it's been in soil for like probably like 5 days now, and I have not seen a decline at all. I just seen a lot of roots push out. So with that being said, I'm pretty excited with that. My next video is gonna be on my Adansonii and how I propagate it. So if you would love to see my how to propagate my Monstera Adansonii and how I propagate a lot more plants, please give me a like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. When I hit 300 subs, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and it's probably only going to be in the US just because I don't really know much about external shipping out of the US. So it's probably going to be in the US. I haven't decided what plant it's going to be at or what it will be, but it's probably going to be something very planty. So please make sure to share this video and whatnot. And I also reuse glasses, but obviously I would not put that in the house because it's not cute. So anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.